You know what's wild? Just when everyone starts questioning whether a move is working, a manager doubles down on it. Dave Roberts just did exactly that with Mookie Betts at shortstop. And honestly, after what we saw in the World Series, can you really blame him? Look, the Dodgers are coming off back-to-back championships. That's not just good. That's historic for this franchise. They've never done that before, ever. And Mookie Betts played a massive part in making that happen, even though his 2025 season wasn't exactly smooth sailing from start to finish. Roberts confirmed through Fabian Ardea that Betts is staying at shortstop for 2026. No position change, no shuffling around. He's their guy at short, period. And when you think about it, this isn't some desperate move by a struggling team trying to justify a bad decision. And this is a championship organization saying they believe in what they're building. The thing about Betts at shortstop is that it was never supposed to be perfect right away. Moving a guy who's been one of the best right fielders in baseball to the most demanding position on the infield, that takes time. That takes trust. That takes guts from both the player and the organization. But when you watch the highlights, when you see those flashes of brilliance, you start to understand why they're sticking with it. Game 3 of the World Series. That's all you really need to know. Betts made a throw that had people immediately thinking of Derek Jeter. You know the one. Those kinds of plays don't happen by accident. They happen because a guy has put in the work, has the instincts, and has the athletic ability to make the spectacular look routine. That single play probably did more to cement his future at shortstop than anything anyone could say in a press conference. But let's be real about 2025 for Mookie. It wasn't his best year at the plate. There were stretches where he struggled. There were slow starts. There were moments where you could see the frustration building. Hitting is hard enough without learning a new position at the same time. The mental bandwidth required to adjust defensively while maintaining your offensive production is enormous. Most guys can't do it. Betts did it well enough to help win another ring. And then there's the Roberto Clemente Award. That's not some participation trophy. That's recognition for the work you do off the field, for the way you give back to your community, for being the kind of person who understands that baseball is just part of what you're supposed to be doing with your platform. Betts won that award while dealing with everything else on his plate. That tells you something about his character and his priorities. The Dodgers are heading into 2026 as back-to-back champions. Think about the pressure that comes with that. Think about the expectations. Every team is gunning for you. Every opponent wants to be the one that knocks you off your perch. And Roberts is saying, yeah, we're going with the same setup that got us here. That's confidence. That's belief in your roster construction. Betts even found time to hit the golf course during the offseason. He participated in the Capital One MLB Open in mid-November alongside guys like John Smoltz, Jimmy Rollins, and Tarek Skubal. Golf swings instead of baseball swings for a few days. It's the kind of thing athletes do to decompress, to stay competitive without the weight of a season on their shoulders. And apparently Betts had some things to say about the course by the end of it, because of course he did. The guy's competitive about everything. This will be his 7th season with the Dodgers when spring training rolls around. 7 years. That's a significant chunk of a career, especially at this level. He's not some rental anymore. He's not the new guy figuring out how to fit in. He's a cornerstone. He's part of the foundation. And the organization is treating him that way by keeping him at short despite the early growing pains. Now, while Betts has his future locked in, not everyone on the roster has that same security. Teoscar Hernandez is reportedly on the trade block this offseason. He's got a $26.5 million salary for next season, and the Dodgers are apparently listening to offers. That's just the business side of baseball. You win championships, and sometimes that means making tough decisions about who stays and who goes to keep the roster flexible and competitive. But Betts isn't going anywhere, and he's not changing positions. Roberts made that crystal clear. After everything that happened in 2025, after the ups and downs, after the moments of doubt and the flashes of brilliance, the Dodgers are all in on Mookie Betts as their shortstop. They're betting on the plays we've already seen and the plays that are still to come. They're betting on his work ethic, his talent, and his ability to continue developing at a position that still feels relatively new to him. The Derek Jeter comparison is interesting because Jeter wasn't known as a defensive wizard. He was known for making big plays in big moments. He was known for being where he needed to be when it mattered most. Sound familiar? That Game 3 throw wasn't about having the best range or the quickest feet. It was about reading the play, trusting your arm, and delivering when the spotlight was brightest. Betts did that, and he'll have more chances to do it again. So here we are. The Dodgers are running it back with Mookie Betts at shortstop. They're not second-guessing. They're not hedging their bets. They're committing to the plan they set in motion and trusting that the results will continue to speak for themselves. Whether that confidence pays off in 2026 remains to be seen. But if you're betting against Mookie Betts, figuring something out, you probably haven't been paying attention to his career so far. This is a guy who's made a living out of proving people wrong and exceeding expectations. Why would shortstop be any different?